Hello students, in this lecture we are going to discuss C++ token. A C++ tokens is the smallest individual unit of a program. Tokens act as a building blocks of a program. Your C++ has following tokens: keywords, identifiers, constants, string, operators. Now see, whenever we write any program, we are going to write certain statements in that program. So while writing the program, you are going to use different keywords, identifiers, constants, string, operators. And by using all these individual units, you are going to create a program. That is why the smallest individual unit or element in a program is called as tokens. Now see this. Here we have hash include iostream.h, hash include conio.h, int main, cout, hello world, return 0. So here return is a keyword, main is an identifier, 0 is a constant value, hello world is string, and insertion operator, that is this. Insertion operator is an operator. So here we are using all these things together to create a program. So here we are using different tokens in our program. That is why the smallest individual unit present in a program are called as tokens. So your program is a combination or collection of different tokens that you are going to use while writing a program. Now, the next thing that we are going to study is keyword. Keyword is a predefined or reserved word in C++ library with a fixed meaning and used to perform an internal operations. Keywords are those words whose meaning is already defined by compiler. These keywords cannot be used as an identifier. That is, you cannot use, while writing any function name, while writing any variable name, any class name, or an array name. You cannot use these keywords because these are already reserved. Keywords are predefined or reserved word in C++ library and they already have the fixed meaning that cannot be changed, and they behave in a certain manner according to their definition or the meaning. They are going to behave in that manner. That is why you cannot use it as an identifier while writing the program. And keep this in your mind that every keyword exists in lowercase. While writing program in C++, you are going to use the keywords and those keywords are going to be written in a lowercase, that is small letters. There are total 48 keywords in C++. In your C++, you will be having 48 keywords. Now we are going to see those keywords. These are the keywords which is available in your C++. You can use all these keywords while writing the program in C++. All these keywords are supported in your C++. There are total 48 keywords in your C++. Now the next thing that we are going to study is identifiers. The C++ identifier is a name used to identify a variable, function, class, array or any other user-defined item. It is usually limited to letters, digits and underscores. Identifiers are used to identify a program element in the code. That is the name that you are going to give to the variable or to the function or to the class or to the array is identifier. That is to identify those elements, that is variable, function, class, array. You are going to use identifiers. While writing all these identifiers or while creating the identifiers, you need to have certain rules. you need to follow certain rules. So there are certain rules that needs to be followed while writing the identifiers. We are going to see those rules. First one is only alphabetic characters, digits and underscores are permitted. That is, what you can do is you can only use the alphabetic characters, that is upper and lower cases A to Z. You can use upper cases, lower cases, A to Z. Both the letters can be used, and digits, that is 0 to 9. All digits can be used, and the only special symbol that you can use while writing identifier is underscore. So only characters, digits and underscore are permitted while writing or while creating the identifiers. The name cannot start with digit. That is, while writing any of the identifiers, you cannot start with digits or underscores. You're always going to start from characters. Next one is uppercase and lower cases letters are distinct. Your C++ is case sensitive language. That is, the meaning of upper cases and lower cases letters are different in your C++. Suppose if you are writing integer ABC and if you are writing integer ABC. Okay, so my first variable is small letter ABC and my second variable is capital ABC. So here the meaning of both of this variable will be different. If I have written this one, so I'm going to always use this one variable. I'm going to always use this variable only. I cannot use this one. It will generate the error while compiling the program. Because you have declared this one, you are going to use this one only. You cannot use it like this because the upper cases and lower cases are treated differently in your C++. Your C++ is case sensitive language. A keyword cannot be used as a variable name. Okay, here you cannot use any of the keywords as identifiers. Okay, you cannot use identifiers as you cannot use keywords as identifiers because identifiers already have been defined. They have their own meaning and they are going to behave in a certain manner. So while writing any of the variable names or any of the identifiers, you cannot use a keyword. Okay, C++ does not have limit on the length of identifiers. Okay, here any of the length will be supported in your C++ while writing or creating the identifiers. So these are the rules while writing any of the identifiers, that is the name of the function, name of the variable, name of the class or array. Now the next thing that we are going to study is constants. Constants refer to as fixed values. Unlike variables whose values can be altered, constants, as the name implies, does not change. They remain constant. A constant must have to be initialized at the time of creating it, and new values cannot be assigned later to it. That is, constant values are the fixed values. The values cannot be changed or altered by a program afterwards. Only at the time of creating you are going to assign the value to your constant. Now constants can be of any of the data types, that is of the basic data types, or I would say built-in data types. So constants can be of any of the built-in data types and can be divided into integers, float, character, string, double. So you can create constants of any of the basic data types or built-in data types. They can be of integer type, character type, float type, double type, or of the string type. Now while creating constants, there are two ways. By using that you can create the constants. First one is you can use the keyword const, or the another one is you can use the keyword enum to create integer constants. So to create integer constants we can use enum, and another way is to use keyword const to make any variable as constant variable. Now, first one we are going to see is using const keyword. A value declared as const cannot be modified by a program. That is, whenever you are declaring any variable by using const keyword, the value of that variable cannot be modified by a program, and it will be initialized at the time of creating it. Now see here, we have created one example. Here we have used const keyword, then we are writing data type, then we are writing the name of the variable, and we are assigning the value as 10. So here this declares size as integer constants having value 10. So here I have declared one variable called size of the integer type and as constant, and it will be having the value as 10, and this value cannot be modified by a program. This value will always start from 10 over here, because I have given the value as 10. It will always remain 10 only. Now the another way is to create constant is using enum. Again, by using enum we can create the integer constants over here. So here I have written enum x comma y comma z. Here it will define x, y and z as integer constants with values 0, 1 and 2 respectively. So whenever I'll create any integer constant using enum, here the values will be initialized as 0, 1 and 2. But I can write enum x is equal to 100, y is equal to 20. This is also possible with your enum keyword. That is, you can specify the value of your integer constant over here only. That is, while declaring your or while creating your constant integer, what you are doing is you are providing the value to your constant integer variable. So here x will have the value as 100 and y will have the value as 20. Now the next thing that we are going to study is variable. A variable is the name given to a memory location. It is the basic unit of storage in a program. When you are talking about variables in C++, all the variables must be declared before they are used in executable statements. That is, before using any of the variables, you need to define it or you need to declare it. Okay, so whenever you want to use any of the variables or you need any variables in your program, you are going to define or you are going to declare your variable in the beginning only, and after defining only you can use your variable. So they can be declared anywhere in the program. That is, you can declare your variables anywhere in the program, but before using your variable. Okay, you can declare your variables anytime, but before you are going to use that particular variable. This makes writing a program much easier. Okay, you can declare your variables whenever it is required, but before using it, and by using this way you are going to write your program in a easier way, and it will be easier to understand. Or what you can do is you can declare your all the variables in the beginning if you are aware how many variables are required for your program. So what you can do is you can declare all the variables in the beginning only, or what you can do is you can declare your variables as per your requirement wherever you need it, but before using that particular variable you need to declare it. And variables are the name of the memory locations. That is, whenever you declare any variable, there will be certain storage that will be reserved, and whatever name you have given to the variable, that will be assigned to that particular storage location. And at that location, whatever value you are going to assign will be stored over there, and after declaring it you can use it anywhere wherever it is required in your program. Now we are going to see how to declare the variables. Now what we can do is we can declare a single variable, and if we want we can declare multiple variables also. Now while declaring variable, we need to follow the syntax. This is the syntax for declaring the variable. First thing is going to be type. Type is your data type, then the name of the variable. If I want to declare the variable of the integer type, I am going to write integer marks. This is my single variable. Here integer is the type, that is what type of data will be stored in my storage location. So here all the numeric value can be stored in your marks variable. That is, there will be certain storage location where integer value can be stored, and the name of that storage location is marks. So here I have declared one variable of the integer type. Similarly, I can declare the float variable, float percentage. So here float is a type, that is my data type, and percentage is the name of the variable. Similarly, if I want to declare multiple variables, here I will require a comma separated list of the variable names. So first thing I'm going to write is type. See here, first thing I'm going to write is type. Then I'm going to write all the variables that is of the same type. If I want to create multiple variables of the same type, so I'm going to use all the variables name, or I'm going to write all the variables name in a comma separated list. So your first is type, then your first variable name, then your second variable name, then your third variable. Like this you can create the comma separated list of all the variables. Like if I want to store 3 subjects marks, so I'm going to create 3 variables of the integer type, integer m1, comma m2, comma m3. So here I have created the comma separated list of 3 variables of the integer type only. So here integer m1, m2, m3. So here I have created 3 variables m1, m2, m3 of the integer type. Similarly, you can create float, character, double. You can use any of the basic data types to create the variables. We can also assign the value at the time of creating it. Suppose if I want percentage as 50, so I will initialize it as 50. So here I will use type, then the name of the variable, then assignment operator, and then the value. Here assignment operator will assign the value to your variable. So this is how you are going to declare your variables. Now see this, whenever we declare any of the variables in C++, so first thing you are going to write is data type, next is going to be your variable, and by using assignment operator you can assign the value to your variable. So here I have declared one variable integer age is equal to 20. So here integer age is equal to 20. So here int is my data type, age is the name of the variable, and 20 is the value that I have assigned to my variable. So whenever I declare any variable, there will be certain storage that will be reserved for your variable. So the name of that storage will be age, and your value will be stored at that storage that has been reserved in your memory, and it will be referred by using the name age. That is, by using age variable, you are going to refer to that memory location because the name of that storage location is age right now. So by using age, you can access this value. Now the next one is reference variable. That is, you can create the reference variable in your C++. A reference variable provides an alternative name for previously defined variables. That is, you are using an alternate name for your already existing variable which you already have defined. Okay, now while creating a reference variable, you are going to use type and operator. So your type will come, then your AND operator, and then your reference name, that is the name that you want to give to your variable, and equal to the variable name, that is previously defined name. By using this syntax, you can create the reference variable. Suppose if I have variable integer age is equal to 20. So what I can do is I can create another variable for this, integer address of age 2, and I'm going to assign age value to my age 2. So here my age 2 is going to be the reference variable for my age. Here your age is going to refer to your this age, that is your age 2 is going to always refer to this age. So here your data object in memory, that is in your memory, your age 2 is going to refer to your object, that is age object, and always going to access that value. So this is how you can create the reference variable in your C++. A reference variable must be initialized at the time of declaration. That is, whenever you are going to declare your reference variable, you need to initialize it while you are declaring your reference variable. Thank you for listening.